out here. Lex forgot something back at the house, so he's gonna take off and go back there. So I'm gonna head up, get the decoy on the bow. We're gonna head up to our glassing knob here. Winds out of the south-southwest at 10 to 15, or maybe closer to 20. So hopefully if it's windier today, we can get closer, close that distance on them. So yeah, we're gonna get rolling up here. After getting set up on the same glassing knob as we did the day before in the previous video, started seeing some deer activity, mostly does right away in the beginning. I had my suspicions that these does were the same ones that we encountered with the bucks the day prior. Didn't take very long and these bucks started showing up, and we were pretty sure that these were the same deer that we tried to get close to in the previous video and like I said the day before. Unfortunately, there was not much of a rutting activity that we were hoping to use with the decoy. Deer were kind of just milling around and eating. As the morning progressed, though, there was some more rutting activity. Nothing super chasing or anything like that, but we were able to see these same bucks kind of just push these does along, and that gave us the idea to possibly go after them and see how aggressive they were. Now they're pushing them. Let's go get them. Oh, the sun's bright. All right, well, the plan is we got film of those same 2 bucks and those 3 or 4 does that we went after yesterday. We got within 150 yards of, and they really weren't scared of us at all, even though Lex's phone with an Amber Alert went off mid-film. They're still working those same does. The difference is pushing and chasing. They're not chasing them, they're just kind of nudging them along, moving them along, but they're hanging around the same areas they were yesterday. So we're going to try and get above them with a southwest wind. It's not too windy yet. We're going to get above them and try and glass down and see where they're at and try and loop around, and I guess that's the very loose plan. We'll find out more when we get there and see what they're doing. Might get aggressive and go at them with the decoy, but we'll see. The plan was pretty simple. I was going to go through these deer trails and follow the trail that they went down and see how aggressive these bucks were. Today they were a little bit more aggressive than they were in the previous video, simply pushing does instead of just following them. I was hoping to walk like a deer, walk a little bit, stop, walk a little bit, stop, and use the grunt call and sound like an aggressive buck that was trailing these does behind this group. Lex was up on top filming the whole thing, and what we ended up doing is basically just bumping these deer out of here. They really didn't care that I was in there and weren't in the aggressive mood. So looking back, it wasn't the best plan, but at the moment that was the only way we thought we were going to be able to get into deer. After this little excursion, I met back up with Lex, and we regrouped and decided to work off in the general direction that those deer ran to. Not to chase them, but stay on the high points, do a little bit of glassing, and see if there's any more activity. What we ended up running into is 2 or 3 does bedded down. At this point, I was just trying to put meat in the freezer, so it really didn't matter. We decided to put a stock on them. Got around the corner, the deer were gone, but then we decided to push up the coulee itself because there had been some mule deer in the area.
A few moments later.
You ready? How far, Lex? Range him quick. How about now? How about now? 60. How far? 60. Should I try it? Yep. We need to go up the hill. We gotta go up the hill. Oh. Gotta be him, isn't it? Ravine or what? But that sounds.
Should I try it?
Oh. And I was like, how far? Because he started walking away. I went, meh, didn't stop. Lex goes 40, 50. He said 60, quartering away slightly. He said, I said, should I? He goes, yeah. I put 60-yard pin on him, deep breath, launched. And according to this thing, I didn't drop my bow or anything like that. And we're shooting uphill, and I thought I hit him good. Saw the tough move, and on the camera on this GoPro, it doesn't have the best mic, but it popped. Like hear a loud pop on the diaphragm. I run up here, Lex is actually yelling at me, the buck went this way. I run up here looking, I don't see him. We're pretty sure it's him, came up, I don't know how far that is, but he's a ways over there and then started walking and then just crested the hill. He's got the arrow in him, or he did, I don't know where it's at now, so. I guess the best thing to do is go over there where we saw him cross.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're gonna pick everything up. I don't feel good about it. Just because he's not laying there dead, that's why. I hate tracking things. My doe I shot 2 years ago, pool of blood, ran 40 yards and died. This thing is a ways away. But we don't have big camera footage to review. So I'm gonna go puke over here in the bushes quick and we'll find him. All right, here we go.
3 hours later.
According to my phone, 7.35 hours and a little over 9 hours since we took off this morning. That turned into the whole mule deer incident. Camera dying, got it on the GoPro. Lex and I put on over 2.5 miles looking for it. After reviewing some slight footage, you can't really see it on the GoPro, but talking and then going over a lot of the areas that we did. Again, like I said, an extra 2 miles in basically going in circles, checking all the low bottom areas where normally deer is going to go if you get wounded, or watering areas that go to water. There's not a whole lot of water out here. No blood, no arrow, no deer. So we're thinking that the shot was high above the shoulder, and so no vitals or anything like that. Otherwise, if that arrow entered and hit even on the back side, if it entered and hit vitals, he would have been bleeding internally and he wouldn't have made it that far, I don't think. So you live, you learn. If you talk to anybody that bow hunts, it happens. I'm not happy about it. I felt very sick when we started back there, so, or when we sat down to wait for it and we got to watch it kind of jog away or whatever. So not happy about it, but what do you do? Get back after it and see what happens, make a better shot next time.
Like I didn't walk down there, I just kind of...
Where's that?
Turn your headlamp off.
No way. Here, turn yours off. Turn it off. Turn your flashlight off. There it is, folks. We came back in after dark. Lex found the arrow. Isn't that far? Opened up. It's really hard to tell. All right, ladies and gentlemen, after further examination out here in the dark, cows mooing in the background, pretty sure there's a big old rabid porcupine over there. There is a tiny little dent in the broadhead, but after further examination of the arrow, There is blood on it, obviously, but it's like running down the arrow, so I don't think it went in very far. We're still thinking, after further examination, like Lex said too, I don't think these are dried bubbles on there, which I were hoping that they were. Looks like just blood pockets, but it looks like the blood was running down the arrow like it was leaking out, so it's not like it went in this far. So no other blood on top, left or right or below the arrow. It just kind of fell out, stuck with him for quite a ways. If it was a lung shot, he shouldn't have made it this far, even if it was a single lung. These things rip big old holes in deer. So Lex's feet are tired, and it's past 10 o'clock at night. We've been out here for a couple hours looking for this blood, and there is none. So probably going to call it. Think that deer will live to see another day. We might even see him tomorrow. Who knows? That's the end of night of day 2. See you later.